Depression is typically bound up with thoughts of worthlessness, hopelessness, and helplessness. Now, those can come from two particular sources. There can be some tragic life event, losing a loved one, or it could be unresolved feelings of stress and anxiety. Those inevitably, if they're not dealt with, will go into feelings of helplessness and then into depression. But there's also actually a new field of science called neurogastrology. Again, not the time to go into it in a huge amount of detail, but the scientists are now finding there's a huge connection between the gut and the brain and the health of the gut and the brain. And actually, when you think about it, loads of people who have anxiety and depression actually also have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And if your gut is inflamed, then the chances are your brain is also inflamed. There's a direct correlation. But let me first deal with antidepressants. As such, I have no problem with antidepressants if they're used the way they were meant to be. They are a temporary elastoplast. They cannot be a solution. So actually they should only be used for about 6 months whilst somebody sorts out the problem through talking therapies and so on. But that, of course, isn't what happens. I've seen clients who've been on antidepressants for 10 to 15 years. That's not what they were meant for. And the problem is, of course, they're still depressed because they haven't actually dealt with the problem. Now, this bit is going to shock you. There's never been one scientific experiment or survey that has proven the chemical imbalance theory of depression. Yeah, that's shocking. So why on earth are we handing out all these tablets? Particularly when one of the nasty side effects is, wait for it, an increased likelihood to suicide. What are we doing giving people who are depressed tablets that are increasing the likelihood of their committing suicide? It's mad. What we need to do is deal with the feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, and helplessness. Because nobody is actually worthless, helpless and hopeless. The problem is, if in our heads that's what we're telling ourselves, that is how we create our experience. But those are programs that we're playing. We can change those programs. Now hopefully you're starting to see that actually we shouldn't be stuck with stress, anxiety and depression. We shouldn't be medicating or managing the problems. We can deal with them. We can let them go and move towards a much more fulfilling life. Now in the next video I will start to tell you how my method works.